Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops in Connecticut, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash, Barakatham. To you brothers, laboring, all you brothers who are laboring throughout the four winds of the earth in sincerity and in faith. To you, I say Shalom. And the title of this lesson is The Whore is Pissing the Beast Off. The beast shall hate the whore. Right, because ultimately these back and forths, between, NATO and America, ultimately is going to lead to them, being against each other. Right, this whole time, they've been in alliance with each other, and now the fabric is starting to tear. And this is all biblical prophecy. I'm going to go ahead because the article seems kind of long, so instead of going and being able to, pause it, it has this feature right here that's going to play the audio. So Lord's will, you can hear the just the audio of it. I'm going to play the audio of it and then get a few precepts. Lord's will, this is edifying. All right, so this is from the New York Times. It says Trump announces new European tariffs and Greenland standoff. Allies are outraged.
Lizzie Dearden, Gina Smielek, Anton. Trump announces new European tariffs in Greenland standoff. Allies outraged. This article is by Sean McCreish, Anna Swanson, and Gina Smielek, and read by an automated voice. President Trump announced in a social media post on Saturday morning his latest strategy to get control of Greenland. He is slapping new tariffs on a bloc of European nations until they come to the negotiating table to sell Greenland. Greenland is a territory of Denmark, which will be hit with a 10% tariff on all goods sent to the United States beginning on February 1st, Mr. Trump wrote in a social media post. Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, Britain, the Netherlands, and Finland, fellow NATO members that have expressed solidarity with Denmark in its refusal to yield to Mr. Trump's demands, will also be subject to the 10% tariff. If those nations do not relent, he added, the rate will increase to 25% on June 1st, until such time as a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. The leaders of Europe reacted Saturday with unified outrage to Mr. Trump's latest coercions on the massive island in the North Atlantic. So too did lawmakers in Washington, including some members of the president's own party. And the abrupt announcement of new tariffs seemed to throw a trade deal Mr. Trump had struck with the European Union into serious doubt. In his post, Mr. Trump argued that the United States needed to control Greenland as a bulwark against Chinese and Russian ambitions in the Arctic. Although the United States already has the right to expand its military presence in Greenland under a 1951 agreement with Denmark. The president's new threat comes as the Supreme Court weighs overturning the legal authority that the president would probably use to impose these tariffs. The court is set to rule in the coming weeks on Mr. Trump's use of an emergency law, the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which the president has used to threaten tariffs at a whim against numerous countries over the past year. If the court rules against Mr. Trump, he may not be able to impose tariffs like this. The United States currently charges a 10% tariff on British imports and a 15% tariff on imports from the European Union, after striking limited trade deals with both governments last year. The new tariffs would presumably be imposed on top of that, and it remains to be seen how other trading partners would respond. Tariffs are paid by importers, not by the product's country of origin, with the costs often passed on to American consumers. Just one day ago, during a healthcare event at the White House, Mr. Trump mused publicly about doing something like this. "I may put a tariff on countries if they don't go along with Greenland," he said, almost parenthetically. A day later, the 445-word post he put up was striking in its language about American allies. It reiterated the worldview Mr. Trump has espoused for decades, which holds that the United States has been getting ripped off and that payback has been a long time coming. "We have subsidized Denmark and all of the countries of the European Union and others for many years by not charging them tariffs or any other forms of remuneration," he wrote. "Now, after centuries, it is time for Denmark to give back. World peace is at stake." He wrote about all that we have done for them, including maximum protection over so many decades. The post and its threat of new tariffs were a marked escalation in Mr. Trump's pressure campaign, and European leaders reacted swiftly on Saturday. President Emmanuel Macron of France wrote on social media, "No intimidation or threat will influence us, neither in Ukraine nor in Greenland, nor anywhere else in the world when we are confronted with such situations." He added that tariff threats are unacceptable, and that Europeans will respond in a united and coordinated manner should they be confirmed. "We will ensure that European sovereignty is upheld." The Swedish Prime Minister weighed in with a furious response, saying, "We won't allow ourselves to be blackmailed. Denmark and Greenland alone decide questions that affect Denmark and Greenland." Prime Minister Keir Starmer of Britain said in a statement that applying tariffs on allies for pursuing the collective security of NATO allies is completely wrong, adding, "We will of course be pursuing this directly with the U.S. administration." The leaders of Britain's main opposition parties were unanimous in their condemnation of Saturday's announcement. The Conservative Party leader, Kemi Badenoch, said that Mr. Trump was completely wrong and that the tariffs were a terrible idea for both the United States and Britain. Nigel Farage, an ally of Mr. Trump whose populist right-wing Reform UK party leads Britain's political polls, made a rare statement in opposition to the president's policies on social media. "We don't always agree with the U.S. government, and in this case we certainly don't. These tariffs will hurt us," he wrote. Lucas A. Lausen, the director of global trade at the Danish Confederation of Industry, said the tariffs would increase prices and cost jobs on both sides of the Atlantic. Earlier this week, a delegation from Denmark and Greenland came to Washington to meet with officials from the Trump administration, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Little was achieved. The Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen said in a statement on Saturday that President Trump's social media post comes as a surprise and that Denmark was in close contact with the European Commission and our other partners on the issue. Mr. Trump's post startled even Republicans in Washington, some of whom reacted publicly on Saturday. Representative Don Bacon, Republican of Nebraska, said in a social media post that the move was foolish policy, and he likened it to something President Vladimir V. Putin of Russia would do. He added in an interview with CNN, "I feel like it's incumbent on folks like me to speak up and say these threats and bullying of an ally are wrong." He also predicted that if Mr. Trump used military force to seize Greenland, the president would lose significant support from his own base. "Just on the weird chance that he's serious about invading Greenland, I want to let him know it'll probably be the end of his presidency," he said. "Most Republicans know this is immoral and wrong, and we're going to stand up against it." Several European countries, including France, sent troops to Greenland to take part in military exercises alongside Danish forces this week, a development that underscored how serious the situation had become. Senator Tom Tillis, Republican of North Carolina, wrote on social media on Saturday that the new tariffs were bad for America, bad for American businesses, and bad for America's allies. "It's great for Putin, Xi, and other adversaries who want to see NATO divided." He added that the continued coercion to seize territory of an ally is beyond stupid, and that it hurts the legacy of President Trump and undercuts all the work he has done to strengthen the NATO alliance over the years. Senator Lisa Murkowski, Republican of Alaska, called the new tariffs in a social media post unnecessary, punitive, and a profound mistake that would only push our core European allies further away while doing nothing to advance U.S. national security. Jacob Funk Kierkegaard, a senior fellow at Bruegel, a think tank in Brussels, said that the new tariffs would probably kill a previously negotiated deal for 15% tariffs that Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Union's executive arm, struck in Turnberry, Scotland last year. It means the end of the Turnberry deal and we're in a full-blown trade war, he said. We either fight a trade war or we're in a real war. He said that Europeans would be hoping for the Supreme Court to rule sooner rather than later on whether Mr. Trump's tariffs are lawful. Maybe this will focus minds in the Supreme Court, he said. Ms. von der Leyen and her colleagues tried to defuse the situation, emphasizing the need for continued dialogue, even as they warned that tariffs would undermine transatlantic relations and risk a dangerous downward spiral. The pre-coordinated Danish exercise, conducted with allies, responds to the need to strengthen Arctic security and poses no threat to anyone, Ms. von der Leyen wrote in a post on social media, one that was echoed by her colleague Antonio Costa, president of the European Council. The EU stands in full solidarity with Denmark and the people of Greenland, he wrote. Dialogue remains essential, and we are committed to building on the process begun already last week between the Kingdom of Denmark and the U.S. Reporting was contributed by Elizabeth Bumiller, Lizzie Dearden, Gina Smielek, Anton Troyanovsky, Ashley Ahn, and Pranav Bhaskar.
All right, so he's pissing off NATO. This is beautiful. It's a constant thing. It seemed like every time we wake up and look at the news, he, pissing somebody else off, man. Which we're loving it. We love it, man. I'm gonna get a quick precept and then I'm going to play just a little clip. All right, this is the book of Micah chapter 2, and I'll start off at verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, right, you damn devils. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And right now, Esau, Edom, he got the power, right? He in the power seat, but that's about to shift. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. So, starting off with the Israelites, you did that. All right. You also, you damn devils, you also seem to just go wherever you want to and take away everybody else's heritage as well. Next thing you know, you're going to have a bunch of damn McDonald's and KFCs, which I'm sure they already got that over there in Greenland. But, whenever they fully take that place over, it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. All right? It's going to instantly go to trash. Because them damn devils, them damn Edomites over there, like in Holland and Sweden and Denmark, even though they're the damn devil, right? They're living over there. They're just ruling. They're in their kingdom. You look at these different, pictures of, Holland, Denmark, so on and so forth. They got the water. They be kayaking. And then here come Tebow Debo trying to bogart a whole. And Greenland's huge, man. Let's get a map of Greenland before the clip. All right, so there's Greenland. All right, that's huge. Huge. All these different names. Pamit. Quartog, Aloe Aloitsapa, Nanortalic. All right. And this, hey man, this nigga about to switch all this up. He about to change all these names and seeing all these different channels of water. He got some, strategic setup. He plans on taking this whole thing, man. This a lot of damn land. Like when you look at it, it's a lot of damn land. Like just in comparison, you can look at the U.S. and you can look at Greenland. That's damn near the same size. I would argue to say that it's bigger than the U.S. And I could be wrong. Of course, this is just based off of what I'm seeing here, man. But this a lot of damn land. All this up in here, man. Wish they gonna use that basically as a big ass base. And right across the way, right right across the street, you got Iceland, Ireland, UK, Portugal, Spain, France, Germany, Denmark, Austria, Italy, Greece, Romania, Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Austria, Croatia, Serbia, Hungary, Slovakia, and as you know, the big R, Russia. So all this land right here, all that belongs to Russia, all the way going even over here till you start to get into Europe. So this is a as far as like a base, this would be a great place to have a base. And we're in support. We are in support of this. We want this shit to get worse and worse and worse. So we want this. So we want this to happen. We want his greed. We want him to continue to be greedy, right? And continue to be beefing with NATO. That's a good sign. That's a sign that we almost up out of here. So I'm gonna get that clip. So this is just a clip speaking on Europe having troops around Greenland, French troops, Danish troops, which they wasting their time. They wasting their time because ultimately, if it's on the agenda, for this place to get taken over, then you already know how Babylon the Great gets down.
European countries now have troops on the ground there. They say they're there to beef up security. Yesterday's talks involving Greenland, Denmark, and the U.S. failing to reach any consensus. President Trump making it clear he wants Greenland. He says he needs it for national security, saying that China and Russia have their eyes set on the country, which is rich in what are called critical rare earth minerals. The French President, Emmanuel Macron, saying French and German troops are there for reconnaissance. In the meantime, there are 50,000 people who live in Greenland, and they too have a say in what happens next. Scripps News international correspondent Ross Cullen is on the island and talked to some of them.
This is the US consulate in Nuuk. It's a small building, but one at the centre of a big international issue. The United States is not budging on its ambition to control not just this consulate, but the entire island of Greenland. President Trump says it's a matter of national security, but the people of this remote, far northern capital are worried. They say they feel let down by the US, a country considered to be their closest ally.
I am so disappointed of Trump, and I would say he will never get our island.
And we had hoped that maybe the Trump administration had forgotten us a little, but that's not. We can see that's not.
And these dumbass people, you think this nigga's gonna forget? You out your damn mind, man. Talking about he ain't never gonna get our island. Okay. Shit, because ultimately it's these international bankers that are making, these different, checker moves. Yet ultimately it's ultimately we know that it's the Lord. The Lord is the ultimate chess master, man. See, these damn devils, they playing checkers. They playing simple. Right? The Lord is elaborate. The Lord is setting these setting these people up to be against each other, man. So they can sit up here and say, "Oh no, everything cool. No, it's all good. No, we just here for training." All right, they can say that, yet we know that, this ain't happening for no reason. And once again, Lord's will, he can pull it off. Hey, shit, that's good. More prophecy, man. All right, because it's prophesied that the beast is going to hate the whore. And this is activity that once you do activities like this, it's going to make people hate you.
Happening, and right now everything is really at stake.
Greenland is a place of stunning beauty. The island is 3 times the size of Texas, covered with a vast ice sheet, remote mountains, and deposits of rare earth elements and untapped oil fields. The Prime Minister here in the self-governing territory of Denmark says a geopolitical crisis has broken out, and there is a defiance here. A majority of the population of 57,000 overwhelmingly say they do not want to become part of the US. Denmark and other European nations are now beefing up their military presence here to show they are serious about the island.
Let me just give a little screenshot.
Security. Here in Greenland, there is a feeling of uncertainty and real concern for what will happen next if the US does not give up its ambition to control this island. Ross Cullen, Scripps News Group.
It's only going to get worse. All right, so I'm going to read. Down in the video. This is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home." Yeah, so his red ass is all over the planet. Taking over, right? "Who enlargeth his desires hell, and is death, and cannot be satisfied." Yeah, so he want this place, every place. Then what does he want to do? Right? He being Esau, Edom. Right? The international bankers. They want to break out the sea here. More control. More. It's never going to stop if it was up to Esau. That's why the Lord has to come back, to save his elect. It says, "And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Right, which we know that he got all the nations here in Babylon the Great. And we also know that he's trying to gather up. This nigga want world domination. Esau, Edom want world domination, right? Full control. "Shall not all these take up a parable against him?" Damn. So once again, you ain't going to get the victory. You know? It says in a taunting proverb against him. And they're going to be taunting you. Especially as it gets worse and worse. It says, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Yeah, you're a damn thief. You a thief. All right, it says, how long? So how long are we going to have to deal with this shit? You stealing, you stealing every damn thing. That's just what you do. You're the damn devil. So it's not far-fetched that you trying to take a whole, that's a big-ass island, man. That island is actually bigger than I thought it was. It says, how long into him that ladeth himself with thick clay, yeah, and all that debt. That's why you doing all this stealing. You in debt. You got to get your lick back. You got to shake back. But you're not shaking back, man. It says, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? Yeah, so all of a sudden, EU, NATO, they're not fooling with you. It says, and awake that shall vex thee. Pissed off. And thou shalt be for booties unto them. Through. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Because of men's blood. And for the violence of the land, of the city. Yeah, this place was established through robbery. And they continuing to rob. They doing it right in front of everybody's face. They openly saying, this is what we going to do. We're going to go in. We're going to take Greenland. We're going to take all the resources. Put the troops. All right. It says, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. Yeah, this nigga world domination. All right. That he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. You're not getting delivered. All right, you're not getting delivered. This going to end in complete destruction for Babylon the Great, aka America. We're going to see the CHIP, right, coming soon. This damn devil, he coming out with all the stops trying to control and keep the people pushed down and suppressed, mostly the Israelites. Mostly the Israelites. But you're going to do this for a little bit of time. You're going to be the hammer of the earth ruling. You're going to be the big bad bully. And then ultimately, that CHIP going to come. All hell going to break loose. This place, Babylon the Great, it's going to be an all-out chaos, warfare. And then guess what? The troops pulling up. All these different troops, NATO troops, EU troops, all types of troops. Gonna be in these streets, warring back and forth. Booms, bangs, explosion. And then ultimately, them intercontinental, thermonuclear ballistic missiles, they're gonna, surround this place roundabout and shoot arrows at her. All the arrows, man. All the arrows gonna land on Babylon the Great, aka America. And this whore is showing her ass. She about to get jumped. Right? The beast shall hate the whore. We know that. We know and understand that. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Yeah, so they gonna turn. And ain't it ironic that, all these Edomites, are gonna turn against Babylon the Great, and including these other nations as well. Everybody's finna turn on Babylon the Great, aka America, man. This bitch is through. We waiting on the CHIP. We waiting on them to crash this economy. Because if they're speaking on these different places that they're planning on going to war with, Iran, Venezuela, so on and so forth. They're obviously going to, they need control. So that's where that CHIP comes in. As they push these agendas farther and farther, they need to wrangle everybody in with the CHIP. Full control. These other nations, they're going to be pissed off. They ready to go. See, on a carnal level, these heathens, they ready to go. They tired of this shit. They tired of this shit. They tired of every time they turn around, they seeing T-Dog. They seeing T-Dog on the TV. They're over it. Even the other Edomites, right? Like Macron, he's an Edomite. All right, the president of France, he's over it. He's over the pride, of the American Edomites. And all you damn devils, all of y'all are going into slavery. Don't matter where you at. If you're Edomite, your ass going into captivity. All right, and that's a whole nother lesson. All right. That's a whole nother lesson. But that still stands. You are going into captivity. Those of you who are shooting the arrows at Babylon the Great, all right? You damn devil, y'all going into captivity. Now, just because, you're going to destroy this place, that don't mean you off the hook. Now, we going to thank you. we going to be like, okay, appreciate that. Appreciate y'all blowing this place to smithereens. Yet you're still the Edomites. That ain't gonna, even though you did that don't X out what you've done to the children of Israel, man. It's a payback. There's a recompense coming to you damn devils, man. And you other nations. Okay, so with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors once again to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well and taught us this truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. Abad Babal and Kwam Yasha'Allah. All right, we almost up out of here. Get this nigga talking heavy. He talking heavy talk. And we're all here for it. We are all here for it. We're loving it. Prophecy's speeding. Prophecy is screaming and shouting, man. All right, we almost there. We just waiting on the CHIP. Once that CHIP come around, all hell breaking loose. All hell breaking loose. All right, we waiting patiently. All right, shalom.